Do you dream of a motorcycle that combines performance, comfort, and style for your day-to-day? Which is the best middleweight naked for you? Well, you're in the right place. Today we bring you a top 5 of the bikes that will make you enjoy every kilometer with the power of a sport bike but the comfort of an urban machine. If you like motorcycles as much as we do, don't forget to support us with your like, subscribe to the channel, and activate the notification bell so you don't miss any video. In the world of middleweight nakeds, there's a wide variety of options, from models with an aggressive design to more comfortable and versatile choices. We will show you some of the bikes that stand out in the segment. Let's begin. Bajaj Domina 400. It is the naked from the Indian brand Bajaj, designed for city use and to enjoy the weekend. Its styling makes its intentions clear, especially on the front where the tall windshield stands out to guarantee greater aerodynamic protection. The rider's seat is wide and very well padded, while the pillions is somewhat smaller. On the other hand, the riding position is upright, with the foot pegs placed centrally and the handlebar flat. The engine used is derived from that of the previous generation KTM 390 Duke. It is a 373 cubic centimeters single cylinder with a power of 40 horsepower at 8,800 RPM and 35 Newton meters at 6,500 RPM, without electronic aids or riding modes. However, this power plant is a guarantee of good performance. Average fuel consumption is estimated around 35 to 40 kilometers per liter. With a full 13L tank, it can cover approximately 350 kilometers. For suspension, it uses an inverted fork and a non-adjustable rear monoshock, both mounted on a perimeter frame. The brakes are discs. The front is 320 mm with radial mount Vibra calipers. The braking system has to stop 184 kilograms dry weight, a somewhat high figure for a bike of this displacement and engine. The Domina's instrumentation is very curious, since it has 2 digital LCD screens. The main one, in the usual position, indicates speed, fuel level, tachometer, and trip computer data. The other is located on a protrusion of the fuel tank shroud and reports the engaged gear, time, and total kilometers. It also has a USB port and LED lighting, although only for indicators and tail light. Hand guards, side crash bars, and the top case mount are also standard. As you can see, thanks to its specifications and equipment, this is a complete naked, focused on daily use and weekend trips. Aprilia Tuono 457. Aprilia has made the logical step of transforming its RS 457 into a sporty naked by expanding its catalog. The Tuono 457 is aimed at a sporty user who uses the bike both for fun and daily riding. Hence its ideal wide, high handlebar, and the rider's seat placed just 800 millimeters from the ground, which makes it easier for shorter riders to reach. The passenger seat also has a good surface area, although optionally a solo seat cowl can be fitted to achieve a more racing look. Considering that the end customer will be rather young, Aprilia has designed a bike with a modern aesthetic and minimalist lines where several elements stand out, such as the triple optic front headlight, inspired by those of larger displacement Italian nakeds and sport bikes, and which seems to float above an appendage that evokes the wings of racing bikes. The side fairings cover just enough to enjoy the engine and its aluminum chassis, while the exhaust is located low and ends in a pointed tail with the taillight embedded. It is a bike oriented to the A2 license, hence the maximum power of 47.6 horsepower extracted from its 457 cubic centimeters twin that gives this naked its name. It is a power plant with very good low-range performance, just what you ask for in a bike used in daily traffic. In fact, it offers more than 80% of its peak torque from 3,000 RPM. Equally interesting is the power-to-weight ratio, since the brand announces 159 kilograms dry weight, which is very good for a twin engine that also employs numerous technical solutions inherited from Aprilia's V4 engines. Although it shares all the technical characteristics with the RS 457, the Tuono has a livelier response thanks to one extra tooth on its sprocket. Electronics are another very well-resolved area on this sporty naked. It has a ride-by-wire throttle with 3 riding modes, Eco, Sport, and Rain, that modulate power and torque delivery, plus traction control that is switchable and can be adjusted independently of the riding mode, selected via a button on the left switchgear. It has ABS on both wheels, switchable on the rear only when stationary. Optionally, a bi-directional quickshifter can be added. The chassis is made up of two aluminum beams with the engine as a stress member to ensure greater lightness and rigidity. The suspension is of great quality, as seen in its 41mm inverted fork and its linkageless shock, which, like the fork, is preload adjustable. The brakes are biburr, featuring a radial front caliper with 4 pistons biting a 320mm disc. In terms of equipment, it has a 5 full-color TFT display with phone connectivity via the proprietary MIA system, a feature that can be useful for those who want to use aero-style navigation or record their routes and analyze the data obtained by telemetry. This powerful Italian naked can be yours for $6,599. KawASAKI Z650 RS. It is a classic-styled naked based on the Z650, a strategy the Japanese brand had already employed previously with the Z900 RS. Aesthetically, the result is brilliant, with a neo-retro appearance marked by the rounded line fuel tank, the circular headlight, and the one-piece seat with the rear part slightly elevated. The taillight integrates into the tail section and also has a vintage design thanks to its elevated forms. All lighting is LED. In the instrumentation, we find a pair of analog gauges separated by an LCD screen, another example of how Kawasaki has managed to fuse classic and modern in this model. The engine used is the well-known 649 cubic centimeters, 8-valve inline twin that produces 68 horsepower at 8,000 RPM and 64 Newton meters at 6,700 RPM. Thanks to its configuration, it offers smooth, linear delivery from very low revs and has an A2 restricted version. It lacks riding modes, but does include an assist-in slipper clutch for smoother operation and greater safety on abrupt downshifts. The chassis is similar to that of the base model. That is, a tubular steel frame, which is accompanied by a conventional 41mm fork and a horizontal monoshock with linkage and preload adjustment. The brakes consist of a pair of 300mm front discs and a 220mm rear disc with axial mount calipers. The wheels are alloy. This beautiful classic-styled naked can be yours for $8,899. Royal Enfield Interceptor 650. It is a classic-looking naked thanks to its 60s styling, which has undergone several changes and improvements in recent years. The introduced changes increase its sporty look, especially with the fitting of 7-spoke black alloy wheels, matching the engine and full exhaust. The front headlight, while retaining its circular shape, now houses LED bulbs that improve nighttime illumination. It is a very comfortable bike with carefully considered ergonomics and whose comfort has been increased with a new seat padding. In addition, the quality of some components, such as the switches, has been improved, and there's a USB port under the instrumentation. This retains its dual analog gauge layout, displaying all the information. The Interceptor 650's engine is an air and oil-cooled inline twin fed by electronic injection, producing 46.8 horsepower at 7,150 RPM and 52.3 Newton meters at 5,150 RPM, ensuring excellent low and mid-range performance. It has a 6-speed gearbox and a slip and assist clutch with a 9.5, 1 compression ratio, providing a top speed of 180 kilometers per hour. The Interceptor chassis is made of steel, a compact double cradle design, paired with a conventional front fork offering 110 millimeters of travel and twin rear shocks with 88 millimeters of travel, preload adjustable. The brakes consist of a 320mm front disc with a 2-piston floating caliper, a 240mm rear disc with a single piston caliper, and a dual-channel ABS system. This beautiful classic naked can be yours for $6,149. Honda Hornet CB 750. It is the Japanese brand's middleweight naked, equipped with a 755 cubic centimeters parallel twin an Italian design and Japanese build that stands out for its compact size and minimalist design, supported by the angular lines of its side panels, tail, and headlight. As with all nakeds, the engine is a protagonist in its image by remaining fully exposed. But in this case, it also stands out for its performance and compact size. It offers a maximum of 92 horsepower at 9,500 RPM and 75 Nm at 7,250 RPM, delivering most of its thrust in the mid-range. The cylinder has a special NICC treatment used in bikes like the CF450R, the CBR 1000RR are Fireblade, as well as in F1 engines, which by reducing friction achieves higher revs and more power. It has a slip and assist clutch that makes its handling smooth and precise, both upshifting and downshifting. It also offers an optional bidirectional quickshifter, a perfect feature for those who enjoy sportier riding. Honda claims moderate consumption around 4.3 L/100 km and a range of about 340 kilometers thanks to its tank of over 15 L capacity. The brand offers an A2 restricted version. Regarding electronic aids, it has a ride-by-wire throttle in 4 riding modes: Sport, Standard, Rain, and User, that act on engine power, engine braking, switchable traction control, and wheelie control. The engine is mounted to a diamond-type tubular steel frame developed specifically for this model. Showa signs the suspension, a separated function inverted front fork with 130 mm travel and 41 mm stanchions, and at the rear a linkage-type monoshock with 7-position preload adjustability. For braking, it opts for dual 296 mm front discs with radial 4-piston Nissan calipers and a 240 mm rear disc with ABS. In its equipment, it has a new 5 full-color TFT display that improves visibility even in direct sunlight. It has connectivity with built-in navigation via the Honda RoadSync app and is operated entirely via new illuminated switchgear. Other standard features include automatic emergency stop flashing indicators, self-canceling turn signals, a USB-C port under the seat, and full LED lighting. Moto Morini 3.5 Sport. After much waiting, it returns to the market as a tribute to the iconic model launched in 1974, combining the classic design that made it legendary with advanced technical components, guaranteeing a modern and attractive riding experience. The engine of this Italian naked is a 350 cubic centimeters V-twin, producing 32.6 horsepower at 8,500 RPM and 31 Nm at 6,500 RPM, featuring liquid cooling, double overhead cams, and 4 valves per cylinder, allowing it to reach a top speed of 150 km per hour. In the chassis, we find a double cradle steel frame offering strength and durability, along with an aluminum swing arm, contributing to lightness and maneuverability, resulting in a dry weight under 165 kilograms. The front suspension is a 43 mm inverted fork, while the rear uses a preload adjustable coil spring monoshock, providing 120 mm of travel at both ends. Braking duties are handled by Brembo, with a 300 mm front disc and a 255 mm rear disc, both with ABS for added safety. The alloy wheels, with one 1070 front and one 5060 rear tires, ensure consistent grip and rider confidence. The 3.5-foot S design pays homage to the original with carefully crafted details like the handlebar, tank cap, and seat with the Moto Morini logo. With a seat height of 780 millimeters, it is accessible and easy to handle. The 15L tank allows for long rides without major concerns. Technology has not been left behind. Full LED lighting enhances visibility, while the TFT screen with integrated navigation provides a modern and practical riding experience. No confirmed price yet, but it is expected to arrive in dealerships in the second half of 2025. The Moto Morini 3.5 promises to mark a new era for the brand, keeping the essence of Italian motorcycling alive while looking to the future. Finding the ideal bike for your day-to-day can be a challenge, but we hope this top 5 has helped clarify your doubts. Remember that the most important thing is to choose a motorcycle that suits your lifestyle and allows you to enjoy every kilometer to the fullest. Which of these bikes did you like best? Do you have any other recommendations? Leave us your comments below. If you want to learn more in depth about any of these bikes, don't hesitate to ask, and we will gladly help you. If you liked the video, don't forget to support us with your like and follow us so you don't miss the next videos, and keep making this biker family grow. Good routes to everyone!